Hello, this is Opinion Radar, your go-to spot for honest, fun-filled looks at everyday goodies that make dorm life a little sweeter. Today, I'm thrilled to share my thoughts on a quirky yet practical find that's been stealing the spotlight in my closet. The SpaceAid rotating shoe rack tower. At just $61, this compact organizer promises to turn the chaos of scattered flats, sneakers, and accessories into a tidy, Instagram-ready display. I was curious to see if its promise of a stylish spin could really live up to the hype, especially when space is at a premium and our routines are always on the move. So grab a coffee, settle in, and let's walk through the unboxing experience, the vibe it adds to my room, and whether it truly earns a spot in my daily routine. Okay, so let's talk about the SpaceAid rotating shoe rack tower. The pink three-tier carousel that's basically a tiny, stylish closet for shoes, handbags, and even those cute perfume bottles you love to show off. Okay, so let's talk about the SpaceAid rotating shoe rack tower. The pink three-tier carousel that's basically a tiny, stylish closet for shoes, handbags, and even those cute perfume bottles you love to show off. The moment I unpacked it, the first thing I noticed was the sleek, pastel pink finish that instantly brightened my dorm hallway. It's a vertical lazy Susan, which means the whole thing spins 360 degrees, giving you access to every pair without having to shuffle things around. Each tier is spaced just right for most women's shoes, and the top tier doubles as a mini display shelf for handbags or accessories. The whole unit stands about 3 feet tall, so it fits nicely in a corner without hogging floor space. And because it's made from lightweight foam board, it feels sturdy enough for daily use, while still being easy to move if you ever need to rearrange your room layout. I found a ton of practical ways to use this tower beyond just shoe storage. My biggest love life hack is using the top level for my favorite handbags. It turns the rack into a mini boutique where I can rotate and pick the perfect bag for any outfit. The middle shelf is perfect for my sneaker collection, letting me see the colors at a glance, while the bottom shelf holds my flip-flops, sandals, and even a few house slippers. It's also surprisingly handy for storing small decor items like scented candles or travel mugs when I'm not feeling like using a traditional shelf. Because it spins, I never have to bend down or dig through piles. Everything is right there, ready for a quick grab and go, which is a total game changer for those rush mornings before class. What really blew me away is how easy the assembly was. The package comes with clearly numbered panels and snap-together joints, so you basically just follow the picture guide. No tools, no drilling, no frustration. I had the whole thing standing in under 10 minutes, and the rotating mechanism felt surprisingly smooth right out of the box. The spin is quiet but firm, which means my shoes don't slide off when I turn it, but still light enough that I can give it a gentle push to see all my options. The foam board material also means the rack isn't heavy, so it's easy to lift if you need to reposition it. Plus, the sturdy base keeps it from wobbling, even when I load it up with a mix of sneakers, heels, and a couple of chunky winter boots. Of course, there are a few things to watch out for. The biggest downside I've noticed is that the tier height isn't generous enough for larger men's shoes or bulky boots. So if you're sharing the space with a partner who wears size 12, you might find the lower shelves a bit cramped. Also, while the overall build feels solid, the snap-together joints aren't reinforced with screws or nails, which means if you're constantly moving the rack around, the connections can start to feel a little loose over time. I've also read from a couple of friends that the foam board can dent if you drop a heavy item onto it, so it's best to treat it with a bit of care. Lastly, the lack of wheels, something the manufacturer could easily add, makes it a bit of a chore to move if you're rearranging your room frequently. Speaking of moving, let me share a little mishap I had. I decided to switch up my dorm layout a month after getting the rack, and I realized I needed to slide it over to make space for a new desk. Because there are no wheels, I had to tilt it and drag it across the carpet, which is a bit of a workout and left a few scuff marks on the base. I wish there were built-in casters or at least some rubber feet that could be swapped out for wheels. Until then, I've been using a pair of small furniture sliders under each corner, a cheap hack that lets me glide the tower without scratching the floor, and it's turned the moving process into a lot less of a hassle. Aesthetic-wise, the pink finish is more than just cute. It adds a pop of color that can tie together a neutral bedroom palette or serve as a statement piece in a more vibrant space. I've gotten random compliments from friends who think it looks like a boutique display rather than a typical shoe organizer. The clean, modern look also works surprisingly well in a minimalist setting. The soft hue blends with white walls and lightwood floors, creating a cohesive vibe. Because it's a vertical solution, the rack frees up floor space, making my room look bigger, which is a huge win in a tiny dorm. The rotating feature adds a dynamic element. It feels interactive, almost like playing with a giant turntable you can actually use for daily storage. All in all, the SpaceAid rotating shoe rack tower has become my go-to piece for keeping my footwear and accessories organized without sacrificing style. It's effortless to set up, functional enough for daily use, and adds a playful yet polished touch to my room. If you're looking for a compact, eye-catching storage solution that lets you see everything at a glance, this is definitely worth the $61 price tag. Just keep the size limitations and lack of wheels in mind. With a little care and maybe a pair of sliders for moving, it should hold up nicely for a couple of years, making it a smart investment for anyone who loves a tidy, Instagram-worthy space. If your closet could spin like my new rack, give this video a spin and hit like, then swirl that subscribe button so you never miss another chic storage hack. Drop a comment with your favorite shoe rotation, and let's keep our spaces stylish together for everyday organizing fun always.